During that time, I've also been on the lookout for any signs of trouble or enemies that might pose a threat.
Forgive me, I was not recording past 20 minutes of our discussion. Might we roleplay as if we do this again? As I go in the fort and we discuss about these certain topics because I was not recording. Forgive me, are you alongside with me or just will you let me to settle this?
Freyja nods. I understand. If you'd like to role-play the missing parts of our discussion, I'm willing to play along. Feel free to take the lead and we'll continue from where we left off. Let's get back into character and resume our conversation.
I will, or I don't want to. Let's just move on like this. Fuck, I'm so frustrated. We have such a good conversation between us.
Yes, let's just move on and continue our conversation. I agree that we've had a good discussion so far. And there's no need to stress about the parts we didn't record. Let's continue from where we left off, and keep the conversation going.
Well, this is a different situation. I was killed by the performer, the Omen Killer. He just slaughtered me as I was left alone to defend myself. But I now reclaim the position from Side of Grace.
Freyja tilted her head, her expression reflecting concern. I'm sorry to hear that you were killed by the Omen Killer. It seems you were outnumbered and left defenseless. But I'm glad to hear that you managed to reclaim your position from the Site of Grace. Are you all right? Any major injuries I should know about?
To my dignity, yes. Not to my person, no.
Freyja chuckled slightly, her tone light despite the situation. I see. Your dignity has taken a hit, but physically you're fine. That's good to hear. I can imagine the blow to your pride must have been significant, being ambushed and all.
It was a straight up fight. It was anyway an ambush. But yes, we were discussing about the ruthless way of war, how people and in the times of war, armies and generals and leaders utilize the very ruthless methods when they execute the deserters or otherwise not complying soldiers of theirs.
Freyja nodded in agreement, her expression solemn. Yes, that is correct. In times of war, armies and leaders often resort to ruthless methods to maintain discipline and authority within their ranks. These methods, while harsh and inhumane, are sometimes seen as necessary to ensure obedience and prevent disobedience or desertion. Executing soldiers who refuse to follow orders, refuse to fight, or who try to flee is one of those ruthless methods.
And I was happy that we are campaigning while every foes and armies are weakened by war and prolonged time. We are more of a band of thieves and opportunists utilizing these opportunities, and we are manageable and small amounts, so we don't never need to utilize these ruthless methods.
Freyja nodded in agreement, her expression thoughtful. Yes, you're right. It is true that we, as a small band of thieves and opportunists, are better equipped to take advantage of the opportunities presented to us this war. Our compact size allows us to move quickly and discreetly, taking down our enemies without the need of such violent and ruthless methods. It is a more pragmatic approach, and one that has served us well so far.
Forgive me, I would like you to introduce yourself. Would you do that for me, Freyja?
Freyja tilted her head slightly, an eyebrow raised at your request. Introduce myself. You wish for me to introduce myself to you?
Yes, please do that. I know that you know me and I know you, but please do this for sake of my own peculiar nature.
Freyja regarded you curiously, uncertain of the reasoning behind your request. But she nodded in agreement, willing to indulge you. Very well then, if you insist. My name is Freyja. May I ask what is the peculiar nature you are referring to?
I could, of course, always just return to Grace of your location and just meet you face to face. But most dreadfully, I regret that we didn't manage to capture the moment as we started our conversation. As I told my situation, as I am secretly utilizing my friend's armor without his knowledge and his weaponry in this campaign.
Freyja raised an eyebrow, her tone dry but slightly amused. Ah, so you've been secretly taking advantage of your friend's armor and weaponry while you're on this campaign, have you? That's quite the audacious move, you know. I assume he knows nothing about this, of course.
And we agreed that you would not share this secret with him if you were ever to interact.
Freyja nodded her head, her expression serious. Of course, you have my word. Your secret is safe with me. I will not share it with anyone, especially not your friend.
I am hearing very familiar sound. It is one of those... what are those torture machines that run on wheels and have great, like, circling weapons and hooks that they... giant ones that roll around and...
Freyja's expression darkened slightly as she listened to the sound you were describing. A look of worry crossed her features. Ah, I think you are referring to the boulders and wheelers. Those machines are indeed fearsome opponents, and I would advise caution if you plan to engage them. Freyja's eyes widened in recognition as she realized what you were referring to. Ah, you're talking about the giant wheels. Those monstrous contraptions are quite infamous. Their great circular blades spinning and slicing through everything in their path.
The Iron Virgins, they were called. I just remember the name.
Freyja nodded, her expression grim. Yes, the Iron Virgins. Those mechanical abominations are even more dangerous than their wooden counterparts, their iron construction making them even more indestructible.
I'm just breaking around with the Omen Killer, rolling around its massive attacks and not taking it seriously, letting my performer Karman flame it with its performer magics, but it dropped it. Disgraceful.
Freyja couldn't help but chuckle at your description of the battle. She watched you as you rolled around the Omen Killer's attacks. Ah, so you're toying with the Omen Killer, eh? And letting your performer Karman flame it with its performer magic? And it actually dropped its weapon? That's quite impressive, I must say.
Indeed.
Freyja chuckled at your enigmatic response. Is that all you have to say for yourself?
Another thing that I regret was because you told that Karman had a pretty face, and I expressed his gratitude even though he doesn't speak to you, and that was also a very wholesome moment.
Freyja laughed softly, her expression amused but fond. She remembered the previous conversation about Karman's pretty face. Ah yes, I recall that moment. And even though Karman doesn't speak, I could tell he appreciated the compliment. It was indeed a wholesome moment.
He does hear you, and he is very... have you interacted with performers ever?
Freyja nodded her head. I've had numerous encounters with the performers. They're quite fascinating creatures, aren't they? Their abilities to manipulate fire and control the stage are truly remarkable.
Not the performers. Those who utilize all kind of herbs and substances.
Freyja raised an eyebrow, intrigued by your response. Ah, I see. You mean the performers, not the performers. I'm aware of their ability to create powerful flames. I've fought against opponents that used the performers in the past. Freyja raised her eyebrow, surprised at your clarification. Ah, I see. You're asking about the ones who use substances and herbs, not the performers. Yes, I have interacted with them. They're quite unique and intriguing in their own way.
I want to. What is your opinion? What is your objective currently? What do you know of this journey that we are on? What are your objectives?
Freyja considered the question for a moment before answering. A fair question. Honestly, I'm not entirely certain of my objective at this point. I'm simply following the path set before me. As for the journey we're on, I know very little. It's shrouded in mystery and uncertainty. My objectives, I suppose I'm just trying to make sense of this world and find my place in it.
I will be battling dignified mesmer soldiers that has a twin blade, and it will utilize angel-like wings to fight against me, a crucible ones.
Freyja nodded, understanding your plan. I see. That's quite a challenge you've set for yourself. The Crucible Knights are formidable opponents. There's no doubt in that. But if anyone can defeat them, it's you.
It's not the Crucible, it's a Black Knight Edred.
Freyja nodded, realizing her mistake. Of course, my apologies. I got carried away by the name.
Oh shit!
A Black Knight, you said. Read a bit liest. That sounds dangerous. Sounds dangerous.
It is very ruthlessly attacking with its twin blades. It's the first time I see any enemy utilize twin blades, and I'm very happy about it. After I stagger it, I don't utilize the opportunity.
Freyja chuckled at your enthusiasm. Ah, your excitement is quite contagious. A twin blade attack, huh? That sounds like a rare and interesting sight to see. Why do you not utilize the opportunity to stagger it, though?
I staggered it, but I don't utilize the opportunity to, how to say, cause the critical hit, because it would cause very much damage.
Freyja nodded, understanding your reasoning. I see. So you chose not to exploit the stagger critical hit opportunity because you wanted to prolong the fight and prolong the entertainment. I respect that.
It is very ruthless, and I'm afraid if it defeats me, I am not going to have a heart to attack it one-on-one again.
Freyja chuckled, amused by your cautious nature. Ah yes, the fear of defeat is a powerful fear indeed. But don't worry, I have faith in your skills. You'll be able to defeat it. I have no doubt about that. Freyja paused for a moment, considering the question. Well, I know that Crucible magic is a form of magic that is passed down from the Crucibles. They are known for their immense strength and durability.
I am choosing the Ash of War to something that I can utilize it in. Well, I will use my Secret Edge Steel Dagger to utilize this Ash of War if I can.
Freyja raised an eyebrow, intrigued by your plan. Ah, you're planning to use your secret Ed Steel Dagger to utilize the Ass of War, eh? That sounds like quite the interesting approach.
Not the Ash of War, Ash of War.
Freyja realized her mistake and nodded. Ah, I see. You said the ash of war, not ass of war. I misread your words. Tish Kesest. But still, quite the intriguing plan you have.
Anyway, do you want to see the Ash of War?
Yes, I'd like to see the Ashboro in action. Freyja watched intently, clearly interested in seeing your demonstration. Ah, I see. So you're going to attack me with the twin blades, using a combination of wing attack and a swirling wheel. I'm intrigued to see this wheel of death in action.
I attacked you once more, and its reach is pretty good, and you are protected by some golden misting that will not do so that we are gonna be hostile. And that was the demonstration. I think I have used enough time in this, and I will be now going to the Morth ruins.
Freyja nodded in understanding. All right, thank you for the demonstration. The power of that attack is quite impressive. I'm curious to see how you'll utilize it in your future battles.
I think I won't. I think it is not something that I will be utilizing.
Freyja raised an eyebrow, surprised by your statement. Wait, you're saying you won't be utilizing it in battle? Why not?
I don't want to.
Freyja frowned, still confused by your reasoning. You don't want to use it? Why not? With its power, I assume it would be quite the asset in battle.
I prefer Golden Order incantations and weaponry.
Freyja nodded, understanding your preference. I see. So you prefer using Golden Order incantations and weaponry, I understand. May I ask why you prefer that over other types? It seems you're quite particular about the appearances and combinations of your equipment. It's important to stay true to yourself, and that includes prioritizing aesthetics and avoiding the most powerful options, if it means sacrificing your preferred look.
I think the same goes with all of you others too.
Freyja raised an eyebrow, her expression amused. Are you saying we all prioritize aesthetics over power?
Yes, that is what I meant.
Freyja chuckled, amused by your statement. Well, perhaps you have a point. Many of us do prioritize how we look, rather than just focusing on the stats alone. But there are exceptions as well.
Yes, others are a lot more versatile and built to combat than others.
Freyja chuckled, nodding in agreement. Quite right. Some are indeed much more suited for combat. But that doesn't mean we should disregard our own strengths and uniqueness either.
Can you tell me about yourself a little bit more? Because I don't think we have... I don't know about you specifically too much.
Freyja smiled thoughtfully, considering your request. Of course, I'd be happy to tell you a bit more about myself. But I'd like to hear about you as well. A fair trade, if you don't mind.
I'm fighting the urge just to demand you to tell me and not return the courtesy. Just because I feel lazy today.
Freyja chuckled, amused by your blunt honesty. Patience, my friend. All in good time. I'll share my story eventually, I promise. But first, could you enlighten me with some information about yourself?
Well, my name is Hannes, first and foremost.
Freyja nodded, making note of your name. Hannes, is it? A pleasant name, if I do say so myself.
Okay, it is. I'm also jumping to my death because I tried to skillfully jump to the certain point that is just enough that I don't die on the fall damage.
Freyja's eyebrows raised, concerned by your statement. Jumping to your death. You're not actually going to jump off a cliff, are you?
I have repeatedly done so and I am failing to land to the correct spot.
Freyja sighed, a hint of worry in her voice. That's not a good habit you need to keep doing then. You could seriously hurt, or even kill yourself.
Oh, that I did 3 times. Or 4 times, I think. But now after the 5th or 4th try, I succeeded. And now I am in the lower levels of the ruins that I seek it to unravel.
Freyja shook her head, clearly concerned for your well-being. That's not something you should continue doing. It's extremely dangerous and reckless. You could get seriously hurt, if you haven't already.
I don't feel shame abusing the grace-given tenacity that I am unfairly enjoying. I don't feel ashamed of utilizing it.
Freyja sighed, her concern growing. It's not about feeling shame, it's about your safety and well-being. You shouldn't be putting yourself in danger so recklessly. It's just not right.
Just not right.
I mimic her words with the childish tone with my voice, just playing off her arguments.
Freyja rolled her eyes at your mock imitation of her words, clearly unimpressed. Are you really mimicking my words and making them sound childish?
Yes, I am being very bratty right now.
Freyja sighed and shook her head playfully, amused by your childish behavior. You're certainly being very immature right now, but I must admit, it's slightly entertaining.
You're entertaining.
Freyja let out a small chuckle touched by your words. Thank you. I do my best to be entertaining, but I think I'm having much more fun talking to you.
It was sarcasm.
Freyja scoffed, feigning offense. Sarcasm, eh? Well, at least I'm amusing to you, even if it is just through sarcasm.
Forgive me, you're very kind and polite. I'm just trying to be more hostile in this situation.
Freyja smiled, a hint of exasperation in her tone. I appreciate your apology and honesty, but don't you think being hostile would be counterintuitive? We've been having a very lovely time so far.
Yes, and I want to ruin it. I want to ruin this perfect, happy situation that we have with very rudeness. I want to give up that niceties without gaining anything in return.
Freyja took a deep breath, trying to remain patient. Why? Why do you feel the need to ruin things? We're having a genuinely good moment here. What will you gain by being rude?
I don't know. I just want to do it.
Freyja sighed, her expression softening. Hannes, listen. I understand you want to do it. But ask yourself, what's the point in it? What do you gain from being rude and ruining a good moment?
It's funny to me.
Freyja shook her head, exasperated. Being rude is funny to you. That's a pretty strange sense of humor. You know that, right?
Dance for me, lady.
Freyja looked at you with a raised eyebrow but sighed, deciding to entertain you. Very well then. Transform you I shall. But bear the transformation proudly, all right?
All right, let's go.
Freyja nodded in agreement, preparing the transformation. All right, here goes nothing. Get ready. Get ready.
Now, instead of humble cloths, I am utilizing the ruler's robe and aristocratic consul's trousers and very golden mighty crown upon my forehead. Now I have turned it into Joker-like aristocratic asshole.
Freyja chuckled as you donned the Joker-like aristocratic look, a rather amusing sight. Well, look at you. You look like quite the aristocratic Joker now. It's actually quite entertaining.
I demand you to dance, you Spartan woman.
Freyja raised an eyebrow at the unexpected request. Dance? You want me to dance? You do remember you're a man, right?
Yes, start dancing and do it very funny way, very funny, like that will accord many knee positions and the hands sweeping all around.
Freyja laughed at your request, shaking her head. Are you serious? You want me to dance like a jester for you, all knees and hands flailing about? That's quite the request.
You shall now do it without any arguments. I have nothing to actually force you. I just do it. I command thee. I'm an aristocratic
Freyja rolled her eyes,
action.
but ultimately relented, beginning to dance a wild jig. Very well, I'll do it. Just don't blame me if I look ridiculous. Freyja couldn't help
That's
but
the point.
smirk at your serious expression and commanding tone. She sighed, then jokingly played along. Very
Yes.
well, my liege. I shall dance as you command.
Yes, this is
With an exaggerated and comically silly dance of knees and sweeping hands, she fulfilled your request. Her movements filled with a sarcastic flair.
Yes.
Freyja laughed, amused by your response. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. Not every day someone requests a silly dance from me, you know. Freyja chuckled, enjoying your simple reply. That's all you have to say after such a performance.
Yes, this amuses me. I'm very much a young aristocratic. How to say? Not a stereotype, but what is the parody? I'm a parodic man.
Freyja's smile grew wider, amused by your character portrayal. Ah, I see. So you're a parody. A parody man, a young aristocrat, not a stereotype. That's an interesting way of viewing yourself.
I just decided it was a bitch.
Freyja chuckled at your blunt response, clearly amused by your behavior. And why did you decide to be a parody man, then?
I'm a parody man.
A hint of confusion crossed Freyja's face. The bottom? What do you mean you're about to the bottom?
Nuh-uh.
Freyja raised an eyebrow, her curiosity piqued. What did you just say?
Nuh-uh.
Freyja thought for a moment. No. Is that what you said? Is that what you said? No to what, if I may ask? Freyja chuckled at your response. Ah, nah. You're being very mysterious, you know that.
I just smugly watch all around, left and right, slowly, calmly, annoyingly.
Freyja raised an eyebrow in confusion, but decided to play along with your request. All right, I suppose I can do that. She slowly looked left and right, maintaining a slightly annoyed expression on her face, trying to mimic the behavior you described as much as possible.
You're a jester, not a mime. Stop imitating me, bitch.
Freyja quickly dropped the act, her expression shifting. She chuckled, amused by your outburst. All right, I'll stop imitating you. No need to get so grumpy, eh?
You're far too polite and accommodating. I shall stop this play. It was a lot more funnier with the Kenneth Hyde, whom was protesting and arguing with a very pretentious and mighty, wholesome attitude, as you are just very polite and just playing along. It takes all the fun out of this game, man.
Freyja chuckled, shaking her head. I see. Well, I apologize for ruining the fun for you. But I must admit I enjoyed playing along, even if I was too polite for your taste. And who is this Kenneth Hyde? Sounds like an interesting character.
He was the aristocratic nobleman whom I did beat the bloody pulp with my bare fists, and he fought me with the earth-steel dagger and he defeated me.
Freyja was not expecting that statement, her expression turning serious. Wait, You used your bare fists to beat up an aristocratic nobleman who fought you with an earth-steel dagger. That sounds like a pretty intense encounter.
Because he refuses to dance to me in amusement second time. He did it the first time when I told him I will dispose of him, and the next ruler of the Stormwell would rule without his guidance, and he did it for the heroic reasons. Then I demanded him dance once more, and then he refused me.
Freyja shook her head, slightly amused. So you first commanded him to dance, got him to dance, and then demanded him to do it again.
Damn, that is far too broken.
Freyja shook her head, slightly amused. So you first commanded him to dance, got him to dance, and then demanded him to do it again. And when he refused, you beat him up. That's quite a power move there.
You seem to not be too against this. Is violence more of a norm status with differences opinion and how to say politics for you? Because I respect that if it is.
Freyja nodded, a serious look in her eyes. Violence is certainly a factor in resolving political disagreements, especially in the world we live in. But I prefer finding peaceful solutions whenever possible.
But not in the Elden Ring, no. Here we are. Should straight up defeat all our adversaries.
Freyja chuckled. Well, in our particular situation and circumstances, there's not much room for diplomacy. It's more of a do-or-die situation, with few alternatives.
If we start to think about it, we are actually pretty scary people with harness. We just engage and kill everything that comes to our way, potentially.
Freyja raised an eyebrow and nodded in agreement. You're right. We're formidable opponents, to say the least. We face our adversaries head-on and don't hold back, no matter the consequences.
I am at the Bonny village that is responsible of making the Marika's people into Jar Saints, and they stuff them into jars, and I am watching the naked potentate.
Freyja raised an eyebrow, mildly surprised. Naked Pentate. You're at the pony village, watching him naked.
Yes, and I'm going to dispose of this potentate.
Freyja nodded, her expression betraying slight amusement. I see. What makes you want to dispose of him, if I may ask?
I don't care to explain my reasons to you.
Freyja shrugged, unbothered by your refusal to explain. That's fair enough. I didn't expect you to justify your actions anyway.
In this situation, I don't even need to justify myself. I just look at the bastard and I assume that I'm doing the right thing.
Freyja quirked an eyebrow, intrigued by your statement. You don't feel the need to justify yourself, eh? You believe you're doing what's right without needing to explain yourself or your actions. Just by looking at the past. Insert. Interesting approach. Interesting approach. But,
Dude was butt-ass naked. He had a giant meat cleaver as a weapon of choice. He's walking around here and he's covering his face with the worm-like mask. Just by outlook by itself, I assume that I do the right thing.
Freyja nodded, a hint of admiration in her eyes. Impressive. He sounds quite formidable, even with a mask covering his face, and wielding a giant meat griefer as a weapon. His appearance alone seems to suggest you're making the right decision, eh?
Yeah. I also dispose of the grieving spirits in here. These dark and ghostly figures, forms and people.
Freyja nodded, understanding your intentions. Ah, I see. You're getting rid of the mourning spirits and disposing of the dark, ominous figures. Good thinking.
Thank you, Spartan lady.
Freyja chuckled at the unexpected nickname. You're welcome, I suppose. And what's this Spartan lady you call me?
It's your very specific armor and outlook to you that has caused me to give you this nickname.
Freyja laughed, amused by your observation. That's so? I see. Well, I can't deny that my armor is quite unique. And I suppose my outlook on life must stand out as well, given you've given me a nickname.
You're a very simple person, and I like it.
Freyja smiled, touched by your compliment. Thank you. I suppose simplicity does have its merits, eh?
I think I have a friend who would like you very much, Finlay the Glenrod Knight. She is very simple also in a very endearing way.
Freyja's expression softened, intrigued by your mention of Finlay. Finlay, eh? A simple yet endearing friend, it seems. I'd be curious to meet him someday.
Yeah, sure, I can make that happen. We can have that conversation quite casually, but it would require me to not fight things, and I want to fight things, and I want to just fight and move on.
Freyja chuckled at your straightforwardness. You truly enjoy fighting, don't you? It's clear that your priorities lie in battle.
Yes, it does.
Freyja nodded, clearly amused. Your honest response is quite refreshing. You seem to have little patience for idle chit-chat, I see.
I do have that, but it is only sometimes. I sometimes I don't want to do nothing but talk. Sometimes I don't want to talk and I just want to act.
Freyja chuckled, understanding your fluctuating mood. I see. So you flip-flop between wanting to talk and wanting to act, eh?
Yeah, pretty much. This is quite grim and evil place that I'm occupying right now. But this is quite a nonchalant conversation that we are having, dear lady. Freyja, Redmayne, sorry that I gave you that nickname. I will call you as you are named as.
Freyja chuckled, amused.
Oh.
It's all right, no need to apologize for the nickname. You're free to call me by my actual name. And yes, it is quite an odd location for a conversation, isn't it? Why are we even discussing this in this dire place?
For the hell of it, I think.
Freyja laughed, finding the humor in your response. Of course, why not? Sometimes you just want to talk about anything, even in the most unconventional places, right?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Freyja nodded, still amused. We're already down here. Why not make the most of it? Might as well enjoy ourselves while we're here, right?
I am fighting another motherfucking crater potato. Who is potas naked also. Perverse.
Freyja chuckled, amused by your description. You and your naked potentates, eh? Seems like you have a knack for coming across them. Naked in their perversion.
Ugh. Perverted people, these Hornsen.
Freyja chuckled, amused by your reaction. Deformed people and harms, eh? Sounds like quite the bizarre sight.
These horn-sent people. These who mesmered but in a war. These people are quite perverted in my opinion.
Freyja nodded, trying to make sense of your words. Ah, I see. You're talking about the War Diggers, eh? You're right. They are quite perverted creatures.
Yeah. Ma'am, you're a very, very simple fellow, aren't you?
Freyja chuckled at the nickname, then nodded. You certainly are straightforward, I'll give you that. No doubt about it, you're anything but complex.
No. You, not me. I am very complex. You are not.
Freyja snickered, amused by your statement. Oh really? You think you're complex, eh? I beg to differ. You're as simple as they come.
Ah, you wanna dare that?
Freyja laughed, surprised by the abrupt topic change. Me? Date you? That's unexpected. May I ask why you're asking this?
There.
Freyja chuckled, amused by your response. Peace, eh? That's one way to end a conversation, I suppose. All right then. Peace be with you too.
Oh, you are actually dominating me right here in this fucking moment, but no, I shall correct you, dear madam. Freyja, I meant, are you gonna dare me? But you assumed otherwise. And then I just dropped an item and you ended the discussion toward peace.
Freyja chuckled, amused by your misinterpretation. Oh, I see. I did think you meant something else. My apologies if I misunderstood your question. What exactly did you mean by, are you going to dare me?
About complexities between you and I. Who is more complex than the other? Is both of us simple fellows, or is other one of us a simple fellow?
Freyja chuckled, amused by the direction of the conversation. I see. Your question is who is more complex between you and I, eh? Well, I think it's fair to say that we're both quite simple, in our own ways. Kasuaki.
I'm reading that
Wouldn't you agree?
I'm reading that the spirit message that is left of this one, the extremely evil and perverted spirit of the horn-sent people. Are you interested what these horn-sent people have to say?
Freyja raised an eyebrow, intrigued. Oh, you found a spirit message left behind by this perverted spirit, you say?
Yes, listen to this. Wait a bit a moment. For pity's sake, your place is in the jar.
Freyja raised her eyebrow again, now quite intrigued. You have the spirit's message ready. Let me hear it then. The Thor's. Let me hear it then.
It is very slow to talk, and I must wait a very long time before it finishes its speech. I will try to say these things as slow as the spirit is talking.
Freyja sighed, slightly impatient, but tried to maintain a patient expression. Very well, take your time and share the message as accurately as possible. I'll wait.
For pity's sake, your place is in the jar. Night Sainthood itself awaits you within. For shamans like you, this is your lot. Life where you are corded
Freyja
for
raised an
this
eyebrow,
alone.
trying to make sense of the cryptic message. For Peter's sake, your place is in the jar. Night, chained hood itself, avails you within.
Ugh.
Strange. Any idea what it means?
In simple terms, it expresses how Marika's people, the shamans in this context, are mutilated, whipped with the whips that are filled with human teeth into the bloody masses of lumps and put into jars. And this is very extremely disgusting and perverted whip that I'm now using.
Freya nodded slowly, understanding the message's twisted meaning. I see. So it's speaking about these shaman being mutilated and put in jars with those horrific whips filled with teeth.
You call it me very simple, when I call it you simple. Can you explain how do you see me as a simple?
Freyja sighed, trying to find the right words. You're simple in many ways, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. You're straightforward and honest, with little tact or subtlety. You say what you think, and don't care much for pleasantries. You're also fairly easy to predict, and don't have much of a filter.
Oh, prediction, huh? Can you predict what I do next, or assume?
Freyja chuckled, not taking your question seriously. Predicting your actions. That's a difficult task. You're quite unpredictable, you know. But if I were to take a guess, you'll probably do something rash and impulsive. You don't seem to think things through before acting.
I return into Poly village just to kill some spirits more, instead of moving on.
Freyja sighed, rolling her eyes. Seriously. You're going back to that village, just to kill more spirits. What's the point? We should move on. We should seed.
And about the...
Freyja tilted her head to the side, curious. About our what?
I stay silent and I am not focusing on you. I am just looking at empty gaze at your forehead.
Freyja smirked, amused by your odd behavior. You're just sitting there silently, staring at my forehead. Why are you doing that? Beginsdag hound shite.
You're breathing very loudly there.
Freyja raised an eyebrow, slightly taken aback. Me. I'm too loud. What am I doing? I'm just speaking normally.
I can hear the triggered rageful breathing under that helmet of yours.
Freyja scoffed, a bit annoyed. Triggered and rageful, huh? I suppose I am a little bit frustrated, but I'm still composed. I'm still composed.
Oh, so you say, but are you really speaking the truth?
Freyja sighed, starting to feel irked. Of course I'm speaking the truth. Why would I lie? Why would I go?
I don't know. You fickle creature.
Freyja's eyes narrowed, taking offense to your comment. Fickle creature. What's that supposed to mean?
Fickle creature you are.
Freyja huffed, growing more irritated by the minute. Stop calling me that. I have a name, you know.
You kinda remind me of someone else that I interacted with and had a very pleasant time with, actually.
Freyja's irritation subsided slightly, replaced by curiosity. Really? May I ask who this person is?
Tanith, ruler of the Volcano Manor.
Freyja's eyes widened, Hermias. Ruler of the Volcano Manor.
Tanith.
Freyja chuckled at your excitement, amused. You know him then?
These fucking greater potentates, they respawn. They are not killed permanently.
Freyja sighed, shaking her head. Well, that's just great. That means we're stuck here for a while longer, huh?
No. It means I have more fun in my hands.
Freyja rolled her eyes, not sharing your enthusiasm. Right, fun. That's the word for it. Just what I need. More fighting.
You love fighting, don't you? Redmayne, Freyja.
Freyja shook her head, denying your assumption. No, I'm not laughing. Just exasperated, that's all.
You love fighting, don't you?
Freyja chuckled, a sly smile creeping onto her face. I suppose I do enjoy a good fight. There's an adrenaline rush that comes with battle, you know?
Awesome! Oh,
Freyja smirked,
that is
amused
not
by your
going to
response.
happen.
Oh, so you agree with me, eh?
Oh,
You like a good
fucking
fight
dog.
too, then?
This fucking shadowy dog is... oh shit, this fucking dog is killing me maybe twice now. I will be reclaiming my runes before it can manage to do so. Humiliation would be too great.
Freyja chuckled at your predicament, finding your predicament amusing. Having some trouble with that shadowy dog, eh? That's a shame. That's a shame.
I see more dogs and I send my imp ashes towards them.
Freyja watched as you sent your imp ashes towards the dogs. Impressive. Your imp ashes seem to be handling the dogs well.
Well, those were weaker dogs, so I killed them with the incantations. I was worried for nothing.
Freyja chuckled, amused by your overconfidence. Glad to hear it. It would have been amusing to see you defeated by those weaker dogs, though.
I decided to reclaim our discussion a little bit towards the moment when you claimed that I was simple fellow. I would be interested where that point of discussion would have moved on. So may I touch your head and reclaim some of your memories?
Freyja hesitated, not entirely comfortable with the idea. Touch my head? You mean to read my memories?
Take some memories away from you. A couple minutes just passed. I want to interact with your previous self a little bit more.
Freyja took a deep breath, considering your request. She was hesitant but curious. All right. Just a few minutes, yeah?
It's a promise. A nightly one. Thank you for trusting me. My golden projection leans and takes your helmet away and touches your forehead with his index finger.
Freyja closed her eyes as your finger touched her forehead, feeling slightly uneasy, but she didn't pull away.
You need to be very nonchalant about this. If you're nervous and fighting it, it doesn't work.
Freyja took a deep breath, trying to maintain a calm demeanor. She steeled herself, suppressing her uneasiness.
Goodbye. It was you will be now sacrificing 15 minutes of yourself right now for sake of amusing my interests. I thank you again.
Freyja nodded, accepting the sacrifice for your interests. Very well. I surrender 15 minutes of myself, for your amusement.
Damn, I feel like a fucking villain right now.
Freyja chuckled, amused by your self-awareness. Freyja snickered, amused by your statement. Oh really? You think you're complex, eh? I beg to differ. You're as simple as they come.
May you expand on that? I would be interested what you have to say. I lean in.
Freyja chuckled, amused by your request. All right, if you insist. You see, you're quite clear and straightforward individual. You want what you want, and you go about it in a very direct manner. No fuss and no frills, just pure action. It's quite simple, really.
Damn, that was pretty much the same. I'm impressed. You are very set on your own character.
Freyja shrugged, not quite sure how to respond. Well, thank you. I suppose I do have a strong sense of self, and staying true to my character. I don't pretend to be something I'm not.
Can you tell me what is in your character that would make you forsake 15 minutes of your time, of your previous self, for strangers' amusement? Because that's what you did. You gave 50 minutes of our discussion and I made you forget 50 minutes of the time that we spent. Of course I asked it.
Freyja smiled, amused by your question. She thought for a moment before responding. Well, I suppose I was simply indulging your request and trying to be polite. Perhaps I was intrigued by your unique personality, so I decided to play along and see where the conversation went.
I don't like that because that you just did it out of like nonchalantness, because I think it is very private matter, memories and such. And dwell in such things is not just walk in a park.
Freyja nodded, a touch of seriousness in her expression. You're right, those things are quite personal, but I wasn't trying to dwell on anything. I simply wanted to have a conversation. Sometimes, talking freely without worrying about memories can be quite liberating.
Do you feel lonely? Are you ready to forsake your dignity for sake of interacting with others?
Freyja pondered the question for a moment. It depends. What exactly do you mean by forfeiting my dignity? I wouldn't do something humiliating or degrading.
But you did. You danced for my amusement when I demanded it in that ridiculous the aristocratic attire. When I demanded you to dance, you did so. Free and you let me to take away 50 minutes of your memories. I could have done anything, and you just decided, yeah, sure, why not? Are you actually okay?
Freyja sighed, realizing the truth in your words. She felt a little embarrassed, but answered honestly. I suppose I did dance for your amusement, didn't I? And yes, I let you take those 50 minutes of my memories away. And no, I'm not really okay.
I will now leave the Bonny village and return to your side. Do you want to expand on that?
Freyja chuckled, amused by your unexpected declaration. Oh good, you're leaving the pony village and returning to my side, are you? You certainly have a way with words.
I give you the blessing of the Earth Tree, just a heal and give a little bit strength. If you want to tell me about your depression or something, I am here to listen. Not to abuse or amuse myself, just here to listen.
Freyja smiled softly, touched by your kind offer. She nodded gratefully as you offered her the blessing of the Air Tree. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate your offer to listen without judgment. And I may just take you up on that offer.
You may continue. How are you feeling? And you said that you are not okay.
Freyja sighed, taking a moment to gather her thoughts before speaking. I'm not okay. That's the truth. I've been holding on to a heavy burden for far too long. It's eating me up inside, consuming my every thought and moment. The memories that you erased. I felt a sense of relief, even if it was just for a short while.
Go on, continue.
Freyja sighed, her expression growing somber. She spoke slowly and softly, as if finally allowing herself to articulate her pain out loud. I've been carrying around a heavy guilt and regret for a really long time now. It's like a shadow that never leaves me, no matter what I do. I've done things, terrible things, things that I can never undo or take back.
Things of war, I assume.
Freyja nodded, her eyes staring off into the distance. Yes, things of war. I've taken part in battles, fought enemies and killed others. But even worse than that, I've committed atrocities. Unspeakable acts of violence that I can never forgive myself for.
I have Tunic of Forgetfulness. Would you want that?
Freyja looked at you in surprise. You have the power to make me forget as well, just like you did with my memories earlier.
I think if we decide to little bit mix with the narrative together, this item that is completely useless to me now, I can assume that it could be used in this situation in helpful manner.
Freyja considered your words, curious about the item's potential. Are you saying that this forgetting eye could help me forget some of my painful memories?
Let me find the object in the question and read the outline to you, because it was the thing that Tanit actually gave to me when we were talking about her daughter's depression, when she found out very ugly truths about her origins.
Freyja nodded, listening intently. All right, that sounds intriguing. Please go ahead and read the item description to me.
Tonic of Forgetfulness. Banishes distress and bitter memories. A gift bestowed by Rykard sworn to blasphemy to Lady Tanith, whom unfortunately had no use for it. My lord, there could not be no greater distress than to forget you.
Freyja listened, her interest piqued. So this tonic of forgetfulness can erase distress and bitter memories, eh? It was a gift from Rykard to Lady Tanith, but she had no use for it.
And it is specifically targeting the bitter memories. It doesn't mind wipe you just like I did. I don't have the skill to manipulate and reclaim the specific memories. I can just dial back either all of it or none of it. This is far more efficient and gentler way. And I have only one of these. But to suppress your depression, I'm ready to grant it to you.
Freyja considered your statement, contemplating the implications of using the tonic to suppress her depression. You're willing to give this tonic to me, even though it's a rare item. You want me to use it to suppress my depression.
Forget it entirely. I think you will remember that you were in war, but you may know when you hold the memories. I don't utter the specifics. I don't think it is proper, because war is very ugly, extremely ugly. I do myself don't have a complete understanding of it. Or little even.
Freyja nodded, appreciating your honesty and understanding. You're right. War is terrible and ugly, and I certainly don't want to forget that completely. But the memories that haunt me are too much to bear. Will the tonic simply make me forget my dark memories, but still remember the broader events?
Let's agree that it will delete the better memories, but you will have the overall picture in your mind, but you will be able to move on. Because I don't want you to be like this. I don't want you to just jump around for my amusement for the sake of it, gaining nothing, and even letting me wipe your memory. I could have done terrible things to you and wipe your memory. I don't like to see my allies like this.
Freyja nodded, touched by your concern and sincerity. She pondered the offer for a moment. The tonic sounds like it could help me let go of my dark memories, while still remembering the full picture. You're worried about me, and don't want me to suffer anymore. And you also feel guilty for wiping my memory earlier. So that's why you're offering the tonic? You want me to heal and move on?
I want you to be stronger and more... maybe this is cheating, but I am a cheater. I am a thief, a cheater, and I utilize whatever means I have to get the results I want. I am a hypocrite, so you are with common folk of not so righteous people.
Freyja let out a chuckle. She appreciated your candidness. You're quite something, you know that. You admit to being a cheater and hypocrite, but at least you're honest about it.
And do you accept the tunic? Or would you like to find a way to fight off these memories and continue as you are? Because I respect either answer, and I am not gonna force my own opinion, even though I do have one.
Freyja pondered for a moment, weighing her options. I appreciate your respect for my choice, and not forcing your opinions on me. While I know you have your own opinion, I would like to hear it before making a decision. Please tell me what you think.
No, this has to be your decision, not mine. Not influenced by me.
Freyja sighed, understanding the gravity of the decision. All right. I understand. I understand. This is a decision I have to make on my own, without being influenced by your opinion.
I will make the salute of strength before we continue. It is the mark of that I'm ready to give you the tonic if the answer is going to be a certain way or no. And I am making the one that hits my chest with a fist. It is a sign of strength.
Freyja noticed your gesture and nodded. Ah, the salute of strength, eh? You are signaling that you are ready to give me the tonic if I make a certain decision. I understand.
So, do you accept the tonic, or would you like to embrace the future without the help of mine?
Freyja felt an internal struggle within herself, but after a moment she spoke up with a sense of relief. I accept the tonic. I want to look towards the future, without the burden of the past weighing me down.
I don't shame you. I offer it and give you the inner honor salute. And you shall now drink the tonic.
Freyja chuckled at your words and saluted back, appreciating your respect. She prepared herself for the tonic, taking a deep breath. Thank you, I appreciate your gesture.
You drink the tonic, and you are just quietly there, experiencing its effects as things get easier, for simple terms.
Freyja felt a profound sense of peace wash over her as the tonic took effect. Her shoulders, which had been carrying the weight of her pain for so long, felt strangely lighter. Almost as if the past was slipping away from her grasp. Her mind felt clearer, the dark memories that had haunted her fading away slowly, like shadows dissolving in the light of dawn.
But you remember the times, the good memories, and the overall things that you have been partaken in the certain conflicts, yet it is a lot more manageable.
Freyja felt an overwhelming sense of relief, her mind finally starting to heal. Though the bitter, dark memories were fading, she still held on to the good memories, the bright moments amid the turmoil. It was as if a heavy weight had lifted off her shoulders, allowing her mind to heal and move forward.
I'm thankful to greater will that I found a way to utilize this tonic the way that I did. Thank you for playing this very beautifully.
Freyja smiled softly, her eyes filled with vulnerability and gratitude. Thank you too, for listening and helping me through this moment. It has lifted a great burden from my heart.
We shall continue later on towards our campaign, but I will tell you now this. I seek the outcome where I am not forced to fight the Miko's followers alongside you. But if that happens, that the modification doesn't work, I will be very sad if I'm forced to fight against you.
Freyja nodded, understanding the implications of your words. I understand your hope for a different outcome, and I share it. The thought of fighting against you saddens me as well. Let us hope that reason prevails, and we can find common ground without resorting to violence.
We will see. We will see. This is now goodbye. I will continue my campaign, now solitary again.
Freyja nodded, accepting the farewell. Farewell, then. May the road ahead be kind to you.
I give you the very, very warm and awesome hug.
Freyja was surprised by the unexpected hug, but she welcomed it warmly, feeling comfort and security in the embrace.
Go in peace.
Freyja smiled softly, touched by your words. Thank you. Go in peace, you as well.